What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pace Studio here in Midtown Manhattan. We are really, really happy today to welcome the Movielife. We got Vinny and Brandon from the Movielife, the reunited, re-energized back Movielife. We're really happy about that. You guys have a new record coming out September 22nd. Is that right?
Sir.
It's called Cities in Search of a Heart.
Yes.
You guys are going to play, I think, a couple songs from that record and one older choice cut. So tell us about the first one you're going to do for us today.
This one was an obvious choice for this kind of setting because it was written as an acoustic song and it appears as an acoustic song on the record with some strings, and it's kind of the ballad. It's the one that, I've played it out a few times at some solo shows and people have been responding really well to it. It's just one of those a song to warm you up in the winter kind of thing. Those New York winters can be a little bit bleak.
Yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting on that.
So this song's kind of about, I know we're about to get into it, right?
Yeah.
This song's kind of addressing that and how we're kind of, not all is lost. We're in it together. I'll be there for you to keep you warm kind of thing.
Cool.
Sapsville Central, USA. This is called Pour Two Glasses. I'm visualizing scotch when I name the. It's a winter drink. Should I count you in?
Sure,
I'm not alone.
Wanna count in?
This isn't a solo show.
Yeah.
1, 2, ready, go. You were so down yesterday. You were never one for winter, relentlessly great. So pour 2 glasses. Leave the light in the driveway on. I could I'll never leave you alone again to stare this dreadful world in its cold dark eyes again. Life can be such a ruse. I'm not coming home for Christmas, I'm coming home for you. Stack your troubles on my shoulder and take a deep breath. Don't choke on your freedom those cold, lonely mornings. They aren't yours anymore. I think I could already see the fire in your eyes. I'll never leave you alone again to stare this dreadful world in its cold dark eyes again. Life can be such a ruse. I'm not coming home for Christmas, I'm coming home for you. I'm coming home for you. I'm coming home for you.
Thank you, guys.
Forgot the words in the first verse. Still got the applause.
Yeah, we were going to give it anyway. So, that sort of leads me right to what I wanted to ask you guys about. This is like new material, new Movielife material for the first time in a long time, like a decade.
Yeah, a lot longer than that.
A lot longer than that, yeah? what was it? 04?
14 years.
13, 14 years.
Oh,
03?
no, 2, I thought.
Yeah, I think 03 the last
Oh,
record came
03,
out.
right.
Yeah.
Which was 40-hour train back to Penn,
Mhm.
right? And so, you guys have had a lot of solo projects and various bands that you each worked in separately. And, was this something that was always sort of in the back of your mind? Like, this is, the movie life is not dead? Or, this really came out of, a surprise encounter? Or, like, how did it all happen?
It always did live in the back of my mind, for sure. I mean, it's always there. The same way like anything else is that like a big part of your life that, unless it was something terrible for you. And at the time we felt like it was when we broke up. We were just all like, this is not healthy for any of us. We need to go. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Brandon and I took his son to the playground and played. And then within like 2 hours, we had decided to reform the Movielife.
That's exactly how it went down.
Well, that's honestly like the most, natural and touching way that I could imagine it happening, rather than it being some kind of a strategic thing or, the fans want to hear it or something. In terms of like the songs, though, the other curiosity I had was when you first sort of conceived of it, did you think it would be enough to like reunite, have a great time playing the songs that, so many people love? Or did you know, like, we're going to have to come up with a new batch of songs to make this thing real?
That fateful day, I don't think we decided that day that we were going to make new music. I think we were taking it one step at a time and deciding that we were definitely going to play more reunion shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the only plan in the beginning.
And then that ended up being so fun that we decided we wanted to make new music.
Yeah.
So while we were rehearsing for these reunion shows, we were kind of like, well, I have this thing. And Vinny would be like, I have that thing. And before we knew it, we had 6 songs.
And it seems like that might have been sort of inevitable, right? I mean, put you guys in a room.
Now that I look
you're
back,
gonna come
yes.
up with music, right?
But at the time, honestly, like, it wasn't really on my radar that we were definitely going to make a new record. It was a very organic process of just spending a lot of time with Vin doing these reunion shows. I longed for what we used to have.
We also share hotel rooms every night on tour and like all these shows. So like we were just around each other a lot.
You can only watch so many Bob's Burgers before you're like, let's write a song. Let's write a new song.
Right, about Bob's Burgers.
That is entirely possible. As long as it's not right on the nose, like.
Right.
Wow,
just
that's
call
an
it
amazing
like
love
just call
song,
it like
like-
Phil's Hot Dogs or something. You guys got a couple more for us. I know you're going to do one more for the new record and one older one. What is this one going to be?
You want to do the old one?
Let's do the new one and we'll
Wanna do the
close
new
with the
one?
old one. I think.
Do you mind if we just tune
I think
up?
I just want to
We
tune
just
real
need to
quick.
tune up really quick.
Yeah,
Just
that's cool.
You said new one, right, Vinny?
Yeah, let's do the new one.
All right. So we need the...
This one we've never played.
Premiere material from the movie.
Yeah, so these are really stripped down mellow versions on the record. They're kind of rocking.
Right, yeah. I should point out that, the record sounds a lot like, sonically it's reminiscent of your guys' previous records. It's very up-tempo and loud and electric and, it's punk rock.
It's got that energy to it, yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that seems like it has never really gone away for you guys. I mean, there
I
is
think
a
that's gotta
ballad
be
in the
there.
middle of the record, which is a little bit of a different sort of sound. But generally, it seems like you guys sort of, not that you went back, but like you know the sound you love, and that's the sound you still sort of seem to make, yeah?
Yeah, I think it sounds different than obviously it's going to sound a bit different, but like it just needed to have the heart there.
Yeah.
It needed to have that heart. It needed to have that energy and those melodies and the lyrics. All that stuff's going to be, it's the stuff we always wrote. And but yeah, writing lyrics in 2017 in America is 2016, I guess I should say.
Probably
It's
pretty
a
easy.
strange place. It is easy, but it's a strange
Hard and
place.
easy.
You're not writing about your girlfriend when you were 19.
Yeah.
You're writing about like the black cloud of like just shit falling on your head and in your eyes and in your ears and just America in 2017.
Right, and
It's
so
just
that's what
not.
right. So this is a song about black clouds and shit and eyes and.
This
not
one is
girlfriends.
about. This one, I mean, it's all written from that place.
Yeah.
This one is. This one's about finding a friend when you need one. Finding a friend in a. This friend is a musician who wrote the song right when I needed it. And this was definitely one. Brandon and I collaborated on a lot of the lyrics, but this was one I stayed up. Actually, a night not unlike last night. I didn't sleep at all last night. I slept for 1 hour. I'll blame that on forgetting the verse lyrics, actually, in the first song. But
You actually didn't need to say anything because the record's not out yet.
That's true.
That could have been the way it was.
They
on the
could have
record.
just been
that's
like
right.
a fumble
You're adding
into
new
a
lyrics
blank
in
space.
places where there are pauses. Yeah.
It was a night just like last night. I couldn't sleep, and I sat up in my kitchen with my guitar strapped to me and just sat there with a pen and paper and just strummed these chords over and over again and figured out some lyrics that meant a lot to me. So this one's called Lake Superior. 1, 2, ready, go.
Start over.
I wish I could have just started the last song over. It was only like 30 seconds in.
No, because now I know the words.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, ready, go. I heard about your appearance at the party that no one went to. In your own sick way, you've always given me everything. Never wanna see you so all alone. Pick up the phone and breathe to me. I don't know why I feel more drunk when I get sober, and I'll never know why you let it pull you under. All I ever needed was a real friend, and I got one in Lake Superior. You wouldn't believe the price of being honest with yourself. No, you'd be tossing a dime to the man in the cardboard box. I wanna wake up when it's over. Wake me up and marry me. I don't know why I feel more drunk when I get sober, and I'll never know why you let it pull you under. All I ever needed was a real friend, and I got one in Lake Superior. In Lake Superior. I don't know why I feel more drunk when I get sober, and I'll never know why you let it pull you under. You don't have to say it to mean it, I know. All I ever needed was a real friend, and I got one. All I ever wanted was some good friends, and I got some. All I ever needed was a real friend, and I got one. All I ever wanted was some good friends, and I got some. In Lake Superior, in Lake Superior, cheers. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I flubbed on that one too.
Me too.
I'm glad that we can Paste can be here as your guys
Yeah.
like sort of batting cage. You know,
You're
we're just
really
gonna keep
helping
we'll
us
just
break
keep
the
throwing
kinks out.
pitches, and then you guys will get your swing worked out and go back on the road.
Well, we wanted to prepare this, acoustic for the right setting. So we have capos. We're relearning certain chords. And
Yeah,
frets,
this is
so-
something that we do a lot here. We have a lot of bands that come in and play in sort of acoustic settings in ways that they are not necessarily familiar with.
It
Add to that
exposes
that
us.
these are like brand new songs that you have played relatively few times.
Yeah.
And
good to sing them, though.
I'm glad to we're like challenging you guys.
Yeah.
It feels good to sing these songs in here too. This is a nice setting.
Yeah,
This is
we
cool.
we like it. It's these are all master recordings of concerts that we have in our vault. A lot of incredible concerts here that you guys will become part of.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we're definitely happy to add you.
Got Ozzy.
Yeah, I
got
mean, you guys should
Michael
definitely take a
Bolton.
look around. There's some
Morrison.
serious stuff. We have like Band of Gypsies over there. We got the Sex Pistols down on the shelf on the right.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is cool.
So in terms of the songs, the last thing I wanted to ask you guys was, you guys are. It's not like you've gone all this time without writing songs. It's just that the movie life has gone this long.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have been writing songs all along, plenty of them in different settings and groups and stuff. So as a listener, I guess my curiosity is, how does it affect like how you do it? When you're saying like, well, this is for Nightmare of You. This is for my solo project. This is for the movie life. Are you able to just sort of sit down and write songs the way that you normally do? Or when you change the framework in your mind, does it change how you write?
I think the biggest component is we spent, 14 years writing music away from each other. And we wrote this entire record together. We spent a lot of time together. In my living room and then in Tarrytown where Brandon lives, and just really, having like sleepovers and then waking up the next morning and working more, and like that's the combo. Like the Movie Life vibe is Vinny and Brandon being in a room together with guitars, and so that was what was missing from our other bands. I mean, I did I Am the Avalanche, and I still do it, and that is a punk band, and sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic there. And, I took different approaches because I just felt like I was spreading my wings one way, and Brandon did Nightmare of You, and it's a lot different than anything Movie Life was doing. It's way less of a punk situation and more of like a pop, like
the process,
British thing.
Yeah, but with the process is the same still for me though. Whether it was Nightmare of You or Movie Life, the song still got written in the same way. I just think it was, we just have wildly different tones and feelings, but a lot of things that I write, especially in current Movie Life now, is it could have, lead wise, it could have been something that I did solo or for Nightmare of You. So
Yeah,
the
that's
process was
interesting.
always the same for me.
Yeah, that's cool. That's sort of what I was kind of wondering. Like,
Yeah.
are you thinking to yourself, well, these chords are sort of movie life chords. They wouldn't be for other things, but they work in this setting, or these are just the songs that you write as an individual, and this is the group that you
I mean,
play them
I
with.
took something that Vin and I wrote for Movie Life that wasn't working for what we were what we needed it for, and I used it for something that I just did on my solo record. But it would be totally he doesn't even know. He wouldn't even know it probably. It just wouldn't even be identifiable.
Yeah, right.
Just because it's done in a different context, but it's like it's still the same part. Of
It's
the song.
chords and
Yeah,
melodies.
right.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So now, for the very familiar, tell us about the last song you're going to do for us today.
This is an old one off of the last record that we released in 2003. The record is called 40 Hour Train Back to Penn. And this is called Hey. I distinctly remember writing this song with you on a bus in Europe.
Yeah, I think we were. Was it with Thursday or with Midtown?
We were sharing a bus with Midtown in Europe. We were on a crazy tour. We were on a tour with, it was a festival tour that played like, I don't know, 20 cities or something. All the same bands. Deconstruction, it's not around anymore, but it is a punk tour, and it was sick. It was, Lagwagon was headlining, I believe, most nights. Lagwagon, the Boss Tones. H2O, Midtown, Thrice. Who else? Randy, the Swedish band on Epitaph. Remember them? Flogging Molly. Flogging Molly.
We all remember Randy, and we're really disappointed right now. No,
because I toured with Randy, and I don't remember touring with Randy.
Randy was cool.
Yeah, we all know a Randy somewhere along the line.
Randy was on some Hives kind of thing. And
okay.
Flogging Molly, which is probably the biggest band of all those bands now, they open the show every night
in the morning. Yeah.
Every morning because they had just started. And then, yeah, it was a crazy tour. We rode on a bus. There was a bunch. It was like an action sports tour as well. So there was all these skaters and bikers and stuff, BMX dudes on our
everyone
bus.
got like assigned a biker or a skater. So we had like our like Norwegian skateboarder who was on the bus with us, and it was
like a buddy system.
It was two bands and then all these athletes, and there was no lounge. It was just all bunks. It was so it's like there wasn't any hanging out, like which is fine. Like you could, there was a lot of hanging out, but no hanging out on the bus. We were just like bouncing around Europe as, I don't know, 20. I was probably 21. You were probably 19 or something. Doing it. So we wrote this song, I remember, on the bus somehow. And we came up with all the lyrics and the melodies and everything just on the spot. It was a really quick one. We got this one done really fast, and it became one of the bigger sing-along kind of experiences when we play live. Everyone, as soon as we hit that A chord, everyone's like, woohoo! Or they're like, ugh, I want to hear the old shit. Because this is the newest old shit.
I don't want to hear the new old shit. I want to hear the old shit.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, this one's called Hey. It was written somewhere in the German sector, I think. I remember.
And live to tell the tale.
Yeah. You good?
Yeah.
Oh, I start alone.
You're gonna start this one.
I don't have to count myself in. Hey, I guess I'll figure it out. The reasons why things went the way they did, and why we can't accept it. And we'd fall asleep the night before we exercised the evil thing that everyone hides. We would lie there in my bed. Do you remember all the nights we never slept? No clothes, sweaty, doing all the things I never thought I'd do. And I do them with you. And hey, don't feel bad. No one could ever take away the boardwalk trips or the subways. I think we grew up past the hang-ups and the evil stares, the fuck you twos and I don't care. We would lie there in my bed. Do you remember all the nights we never slept? No clothes, sweaty, doing all the things I never thought I'd do, and I do them with you. In head, I guess I'll figure it out. The reasons why things went the way they did, and why we can't accept it. And we'd fall asleep, but not before we exercise the evil thing that everyone hides. We would lie there in my bed. Do you remember all the nights we never slept? And even though we brought it crashing to an end, I loved it all. And now I love my friend. I loved it all. I love the girl. I love my friend.
Thank you, guys.
There's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah, sounds great. I've never heard it acoustic. I don't think I've never heard that song.
It's another one where we were like, oh, if you want to play one old one, that'll be the one that
Yeah, right.
makes perfect
That's
sense.
an easy song to do on
acoustic. There's no mosh parts in it and stuff like
Well,
that.
we'll wait for the big Unplugged album, which I'm sure is coming down the road now, thanks to
I like
this.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just called my solo record.
Totally.
So, guys, the movie life. Brandon and Vinny, thank you so much for coming and playing here at Paste. We're really excited that you guys are back together. And there's a new record. It's called Cities in Search of a Heart. It's out September 22nd.
Yes.
So everyone should pick that up. And you guys are on tour.
We start tour September 18th. Actually, we're doing 2 warm-up shows before that. We're doing with our friends in the Menzingers. We're playing in Maine and Connecticut like next week.
It's the 13th and the 14th.
Yeah. And then we start on the 18th for a U.S. tour, co-headliner with the early November. When that wraps up, we do a quick little 1-week tour down to Fest in Gainesville with our friends in Iron Chic. And then we're off to the UK in November. So busy,
Yeah,
busy,
nice.
busy. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's great to hear. And thanks so much again for coming and playing for us today. And
Thanks for
congrats
having
on
us.
the new
It's
record.
really cool to be
Got a
here.
really nice
I'm
place.
stoked to look around here once
Yeah, let's do
the
it.
cameras aren't on us.
All right, guys. Come back anytime.
Oh, cool. I know there's beer fridge. It was pretty easy to get up here. The doorman was fine. So I know where to catch a cold beer.
Yeah, we
if
got
I'm
couches
around
too.
here,
If you ever find yourself if you're in the city, I know you guys are local, so you probably have beds and stuff. But
Yeah, but I
we
mean,
can just come here now.
you can come here and crash. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
that's cool. You
I
can
mean it
build-
when I
Tomorrow
say
too
come back.
soon?
Come back anytime.
You
Because
can
we're
Yeah,
gonna be in
build
the
a
city
cool-
tomorrow.
yeah. Come on back. We got nothing else to do.
Yeah, we'll build a fort next time. It'll be cool. All right, thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Cheers.